Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you have read in the title, I'll be going over 10 things you shouldn't do in Paladins. This is another beginner's guide, which means I'll be keeping things simple and easy to follow. Just make sure to give a like, it really helps a lot. And let's get right into the tips. The first thing you shouldn't do is buying veteran in the item shop. The reason you don't want to buy veteran is simply because it's useless. All veteran does is increase the amount of healing you'll get out of battle. This may sound good to some people, but why would you need an item like this if you already have a healer healing you and your teammates? On top of that, it barely increases the amount of healing you'll get. You could have used those credits to purchase something much better like COD 3 or something that would help you more. Overall, veteran is just a bad purchase that you shouldn't get. Also, if you're confused about the items and what they do in the item shop, I also have a video explaining the basics of everything. Another thing you should stop doing in Paladins and any game in general is to stop blaming your teammates. Now we've all done this. We've seen an IO player or a Mave or anyone playing a champion make a mistake that ends up costing you and your team the game. You get mad and basically start blaming your teammates. Now this may be true, they may have cost you your game, but you could have done something better. Now what I mean by this is try finding ways or things that you could do better in the future that could give you a better chance at winning. And arguing over it won't make it better. It may put you and your teammate in a bad mood, which can cause you to tilt your next games, and it's just generally bad to do. Instead, just give constructive criticism to your teammates without being toxic, but at the end of the day, we are human. Coming up with number 3, that is to stop shooting Makoa's shield if he is running half shell. If you ever see a Makoa run half shelled, most of the time they're going to run this build. It's best not to shoot it because you'll just be helping out the Makoa. Every time you break his shield, he'll get it back faster. Especially if he grabs Chronos 3, he'll get the shield back in 1 second and he'll start spamming it. Sounds balanced, right? But dude, keep in mind that sometimes you have no choice but to shoot the bubble. It really just depends on the situation. Otherwise, I advise you not to shoot his bubble. On to number 4, and that is not helping your healer. Guys, protect your healer. Your healer is the one providing you heals. If they are dead, most of the time, there won't be any consistent heals, which means it could cause your team to lose. And yeah, maybe your healer's bad positioning, but sometimes it may not even be their fault. I'm not saying focus 100% of your attention on the healer, but to help them if they are struggling with dueling flanks. Number 5 is don't shoot into counters. If you see a Zan pull up his sword or an android put his hands up, it's best not to shoot them. When you shoot into the reversal, it helps them out. It's like Meliodas. They use your attack against you and it can also get your teammates killed. Tip number 6, going in alone. When you go in alone or deeper in the enemy side without your team, not only are you selling the game, you're forcing your team into a 4v5 and this isn't worth it. You're also just delaying the amount of time it takes for your team to actually group up. Number 7, letting Torvald solo tank. The reason you don't want to let Torvald solo tank is because he is not meant for point. Torvald is really meant to pocket the flanks, allowing them to play more aggressive and open up opportunities. Always, and I mean always, choose a second tank if you see a solo tank Torv. It'll make life a little easier. Number 8, avoid solo queuing in rank. I say avoid solo queue in rank because, to be honest with you, you don't know who you'll be getting on your team, especially if you're in the lower ranks. You get good teammates who communicate and actually pick champions that help you climb the ranks, or you'll get some teammates who don't talk, lock questionable champions. So I just recommend queuing up with a friend because it can increase the chances of you securing the dub. You'll have more communication and be able to give callouts. All it takes is one person to make or ruin your game. Tip number 9, worrying about your rank. See, believe it or not, rank in Paladins really doesn't matter. The matchmaking is questionable at best. I remember being gold 1 getting put into games with masters and grandmasters. Then in the next game, I'll get like a silver, a plat, and a diamond player. But besides that, you should actually enjoy the game when playing rank. Stressing about hitting the next rank is not worth it, man. It can also make you play worse. As long as you have a 50% win rate, you can get 80 going in the ranks. And I'm serious, whether that may be diamond, masters, or fucking grandmaster. Trust me, if you have the time, you can make it. And lastly, tip number 10, we have leaving matches. And that goes for endgame and when you're choosing champion. If you leave mid-game, you'll be forcing your team to play with a bot. That's as good as a 4v5. And if you're in the menu choosing a champion, yeah, it won't hurt anyone, but it will hurt you because you will get deserter status where you can't queue back up for a certain amount of time. And if you keep doing it over and over again, the amount of time you have to wait will go up and up. And believe me, it goes up quick. Anyways, guys, that's all for this video. I really hope it helped you guys. And that's really about it for me. Peace.
There's people fucking hacking in Paladins, losing, and then going to bed at night. Like, seriously.
Report this motherfucker.